Oh, look, options. I choose for you to leave the house. Press and hold screen to clear display and or adjust speed. There's a couple of different news reports in here. Most recent first.
Yeah, it coincided at almost the exact same time that the hearing was happening. All of a sudden, we're seeing images and pictures of trucks backed up to the front of the house, the front doorway. We had, luckily, multiple photographers here in Idaho. One was helping me here at the courthouse. We sent the other one here and caught that footage of those trucks right up against the door. I asked the University of Idaho about it. Basically, what they told me was that the court has officially turned over this house and the possessions that were inside of it to the families, meaning everything that belonged to the victims inside of that house can now go back to their respective homes. The move-out process, Brian, expected to take at least several weeks. And then I also asked about plans for a demolition. They're not budging on that. They said, as of right now, this is only a move-out process. There are no plans right now for demolition.
That's interesting because they've said in the past that they did plan to demolish the house, something that makes a lot of the family members of the victims very, very upset, thinking that that house should remain there in case there is a trial and perhaps the jurors want to walk through. So we'll have to see if they decide to leave the house there. But certainly interesting to see the action happening out there today. Alex, take me inside the courtroom, though. I was surprised that the hearing was as short as it was because there were all these motions and we've seen all these filings from the defense saying that the state isn't giving up evidence and discovery. And then the hearing today was somewhat short, it seemed.
Yeah, Brian, I would say it was a bit underwhelming, honestly. We were expecting fireworks, at least a hearing that lasted more than an hour. There were several motions that we were expecting to be addressed, but really it was whittled down to only about 30 minutes. The majority of the time was the defense asking for more time and more materials that they can review to build the best case possible, talking about the discovery process. What items might the state have that hasn't been turned over yet to the defense? And, you know, to the credit of the defense, they said that we really don't see or believe that there's any wrongdoing on the behalf of the prosecution, and the state backed that up as well. They said, we have everything that you have. There's nothing that we haven't turned over. But as for the stay of the proceedings, that was an emotion that we were expecting to hear about. Also, the grand jury materials that the defense wants turned over, that wasn't even addressed today.
So it's interesting that they were so polite in court because when you read these filings over the last couple of weeks, it seems like the defense was just furious with the state, basically alleging that they weren't giving over all sorts of stuff. And then in court today, the prosecutor says, wait a minute, you have everything that we have. So it was kind of hard to understand what was really going on.
Yeah, and I think what we're going to see in regards to those other motions that were not even addressed today is some sort of compromise or some solution that happens behind closed doors that we'll never actually know what exactly happened. These are lawyers from both the prosecution and the defense trying to find compromise and doing it where they don't need to be standing in front of a judge. So still TBD whether or not this actually does go to a future hearing, but it's entirely possible. We never actually see it play out in the court.
Interesting. All right. Good job today, Alex. I know you have to line up early to get into that courtroom. Everybody wants a seat in there, and it's such a small courtroom. So we appreciate it. Alex Capriello reporting for us live from Idaho.
What the hell else do you need, Scott Green? The whole world is screaming at you to do the right thing. Leave the fucking house up till after everything's done.